My name's Julianne, and I was a SidePlate intern for summer 2019.
My name is Viviana Gomez, and I was a SidePlate intern for summer 2019.
As a SidePlate intern, I was surprised that on my first day I was given like an actual assignment.
This being my fourth internship, I think I was really surprised at how much trust that my project manager had in me to actually complete this design work. I think this was my first time really getting my hands on some type of design. This is very different than what we learn in school. On top of trying to figure out and learn what type of principles I'm trying to implement, it was this type of fear, what if I mess up? But having that encouragement and just being kind of given the reins. And so that was really surprising. And at the end of it, I think that was my favorite part about being in my team, which is good, right? It builds up your confidence. I definitely believe that my internship here at SidePlate will benefit my career. I just graduated, and like I mentioned before, I had have so many internships before, and I think this one was very unique because it shows a different side of structural engineering.
My experience at SidePlate will definitely benefit my future career and also my last year at school with all my design classes that I still have to take, especially the steel ones, since SidePlate is focused on steel. This is my first internship, so I'm just dipping my feet in, seeing if I even like structural engineering, first of all. And I do like it. Yeah, I don't really want to go back to school. I don't know if I should say that. I honestly just want to stay here, and I really like the company culture here.
I think you have to finish school though.
I know.
I know, right? A small little part of being an engineer.
The most exciting thing that I did while I was at SidePlate was the site visits. I really liked going into the field, seeing the actual size of the beams, going up to the top floor where it was only 4 floors high, but when there's no walls or anything on the building, it's really scary looking down.
I agree with Julianne about the site visits and the fab shop. I had never been to a fabrication shop before working here, so that was pretty exciting that everyone here, I think at the office, is really open for us to learn. Kind of seeing what their work is, what their work is like. Also, what was really exciting was just the people and how they interacted, and that no one was kind of afraid to talk to each other and have a conversation and just talk about the most randomest thing. It's like anything, right? And you just feel comfortable. And so that might seem not exciting, right? As being on the 5th floor of a building that we were at bare deck, but that is exciting because you're having a good time.
The site visits to the site and the fab shops, they taught me just how big the sizes were. I think that was my initial surprise because I'd already started working on shops, and you just see oh yeah, this is 4 feet, but then when you actually see it, plate A it's huge. That's almost as tall as I am, and the size was shocking at first. And then also how much all the little nitty-gritty things that you need to check out that the PMs, Stephanie did a really good job explaining to us, make sure the weld 2 is here, but it's also not to the very edge of the plates, it's held back a little bit. And I think she just showed us that it's very detailed that we have to look for in the connection. You can't just go there and just have fun.
We're at a fab. Super fun! Super educational!
Although it was fun.
In school, especially when I go to UCSC, and it's very theoretical, and so we just see equations and we see numbers, and you don't really think about the size, the immensity of these things. And then you go out to the site visit to see SidePlate to inspect it, and you're looking at this huge plate, and you're oh, I checked that in a fab shop drawing review, but I didn't realize how big it is, And so I think that is the biggest. I think both of us, when we walked out, we're oh my god, that's kind of big, So the most fun thing for me during this internship is hard to pick because I have fun every day. I think maybe day to day, around right before noon, Julianne and I would go get a snack together, stretch our legs a little bit. But I think what was really fun for me when I first started was cake day. That was awesome that we got to just sing a little happy birthday and then eat a slice of cake and then just go back to our desk.
The most fun thing for me day to day was just seeing everyone pass by my desk and hearing the friendly chatter, and I learned a lot about people's lives by just listening to them. The snacks were also fun in the kitchen. How every month there'd be a new delivery. Yesterday there's a new delivery and there's new snacks in there now, and that was pretty fun.
Of everything that I was involved in with the internship, what would I like to do again? That's a pretty tough question for me, but I think one of them, at least, I was actually introduced to a mentoring program. It's called the ACE mentoring program. It was architecture, construction, and engineering. And he actually gave Juliana and I the opportunity to go to a high school and talk to these students about like what it's all about. So that was a great experience. I love volunteering. That just shows that, you know, everyone here is just kind of like open to like, you know, giving back to the community. But I think another thing I would do is work with my team again. I loved working with Michaela, Billy, and Brian. I think they overall were just, like, they're incredible engineers. They know exactly what they're talking about. But they were so patient with me, with my questions, and just kind of giving me different types of work. So I would definitely work with them again.
I think my favorite part was optimizing models. Like, that was where I felt like I was doing the most engineering, besides like just shop drawings, because that's just reviewing stuff. But I think I would review like more models and try to like challenge myself a little more, because I was given pretty simple ones, but obviously because I'm just starting out. I'm working on like this project with so many levels, and I can't imagine trying to optimize it by myself. So I think I would try to optimize more models if I could again.
Something I really enjoyed about my internship at SidePlate was the tech forum that we have to kind of inform the whole engineering department, like what's going on. Because everyone every day I feel like is like inventing, and that's super useful to like share. Also having kind of like a boot camp, which we were lucky to go to yesterday, was a great, for R&D. That was something I really, really enjoyed. Those type of forums were great in my experience here at SidePlate.
Yeah, I love the tech forums. And yesterday it was really cool to see, like, we know R&D's like doing research and stuff, but it just really connected how they're like really doing research for SidePlate.
Would I want to work at SidePlate? Definitely yes. I think that, I know I've heard about, you know, the type of culture that, you know, this company has made, and the type of people through peers, and I believed it, like, oh yeah, it's great, probably. You know, and experiencing it. I know it's not, you know, it's not made up, it's not fantasy, it's real. You know, and what makes it real are the people. And I think that's just something incredibly appealing. And the fact that, you know, it's like I said, it's something completely different than what you learn from school. Like, I'm implementing different pieces of my theory, of my seismic design classes, my capstone classes. But here, you know, it's just checking it out in a different, you know, a different perspective of engineering. And I think that's really cool. And I think that, you know, you put that in the equation of the type of work and the type of people here, you know, it's like a perfect recipe for, you know, having a good time, you know, in a professional setting. So I definitely would.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself working at SidePlate because, as Viviana said, the people culture, like, that's so real. I was drawn to that initially when I first saw it on the website. I saw you guys out at the beach, having a good time hanging out, and then once I got here, it was exemplified. And like, you guys really have personal relationships outside of work, and I think that's really special. And I think it helps you work together more, knowing what kind of personalities you can go to for what types of situations. And it's just nice to have like the support. Banner, the card, the internal announcement. I think every single person came and said hi to me on my first day.
Yeah.
They just stopped by and like chatted for a little bit.
Just want to thank you guys for spending your summer with us. Hopefully we're able to provide some insight to you. We've enjoyed having you. You've been a great help here.
We really appreciate, you know, all the efforts. You guys exceeded our expectations. We were lucky to have you, and you definitely made a big impact on Brian and Stephanie's team and the whole department, and hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. I think you did.
We did, yeah.